Row, row, row your boat gently cross the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Oh! That's not a dream. Oh, that's a nightmare. Okay, I, died. Sorry. Let's try that again. Row, row, row your boat gently cross the stream.
What is that?
A gift from a friend. I do not believe Mr. von Bloed had anticipated Captain Jack.
Captain Jack?
Yes, a real force of nature. I'll have to introduce you to him someday.
I'll look forward to it if we get out of this.
Okay, so now I've got my harpoon here, and I will shoot at any monster.
And I'll take my best shot.
Do you see any monsters? Ah! Jeez! Did I harpoon it in the face? Oh, come on,
I think
Jane.
You missed.
Jane, how did you miss?
Fortunately, we have 2 more harpoons. Okay, we're ready when that monster comes past again.
Please aim carefully.
I'll do my best. I can't see him.
Yeah. Where? Shoot now! Shoot now, Jane! When its head is very easy to see.
I don't know if I hit him or not, but at least he's scared off.
This experience is so much like my greatest fear, it is uncanny. Except you and a harpoon were never there to change the outcome.
Well, a change of outcome is definitely good in this case. Now, if we just knew which way to go.
Yeah, how are we gonna know which way to go? Ooh, a bell!
At last! Something I know. That's the sound of a buoy indicating we are getting near shore.
Are you certain?
Absolutely. Just keep rowing and you should see it very soon. From the sound, it's not too far. There's the buoy! Keep rowing, we're almost there. If you're too tired, it's probably safe to change places now.
No, I'm doing fine. After that creature, I'm far too excited to just sit, so I think I'd rather row than watch.
I can't see anything. It's all white. I could not see anything. Where are we going? Well, defeating the sea creature was a lot easier than defeating those shadow monsters in the previous video. Oh man, scary, scary shadow monsters. But sea creatures? Not so bad. Loading, 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 load, 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 loading, loading. Loading in this game can take forever. Hopefully the game doesn't crash. Yay, we made it to shore. There are wolves on shore. Quick, back to the boat. Oh, I'm expected to move. Well, I want to talk to you first. Mrs. Reed, what do we do now? Hello? Do we just
I wonder where this path leads.
just follow this
Let's
path?
take the path. It leads away from everything that represents my fear.
I think you're right. That must be good.
There was a wolf. Why would you want to travel down here? I want to stay away from wolves. It's got a cemetery. Oh no, I don't like
Finally,
that.
some signs of life. I'm glad to see this.
That is literally
Let's take
a
the
sign
path.
of death,
It leads
not
away
life.
from everything that represents my fear.
I think you're right. That must be good.
No, cemeteries represent death, not life. Whatever. Let's ignore the cemetery and just
That
go
looks
forward.
Like buildings ahead. Let's see what we have here.
I agree. I'll be more comfortable when we get into town.
Did you see that?
See what?
It must have just been my imagination. Let's go check out these buildings.
I didn't see anything, and there's that wolf again.
This looks like a coastal town. Perhaps we can find someone who can tell us where we are.
I know it sounds odd, but this reminds me of some of the waterfront areas in London. But what would it be doing in a picture of my house?
Well, there is one thing that could explain this, but I don't think it is good.
What could be worse than being trapped in my painting with my greatest fear just outside the door?
How about being trapped in someone else's painting with their fear just outside the door?
What?
Another sailor, a French one in this case, told me there were rumors that von Bloed could connect up his paintings so that those trapped in them could never escape.
Oh, great. So, where do we go from here?
I'm not sure, but we might as well see what we can find here.
Just out of curiosity, how many sailors do you know?
Actually, in this case, just the two who have been hired as the gardener and maintenance man by the new owners of your house.
Well, they sound quite knowledgeable and well-traveled.
After what we just experienced, I have to wonder if Francois's bell was ringing.
Who is Francois?
He is the gardener I just mentioned.
What does that have to do with the bell?
It has to do with the monastery at Rocamadour in France. It is best if Francois tells you the whole story, as it is rather complicated. When we get out of here, I will introduce you to Francois. I think you will find him fascinating, and also the story of his bell. But now to more pressing needs. What will we find in this town?
Well, at least we are lucky enough to have a full moon. It is almost as bright as a cloudy day.
This is such an unnatural conversation. People don't talk like this. It's so weird. Hi, I'm just gonna go talk about the bell for a minute while you stare at me. Hey, by the way, there are wolves attacking because we're trapped in somebody's greatest fear. Maybe we should take care of that first.
Yes, I've had enough stumbling around in the dark. I wouldn't look forward to any more of that. Well, we might as well see where this path leads.
I'm sorry, I lost my cool there for a minute. I shouldn't be mean like that. So we're in a town. We're trapped. I don't understand this, because we managed to get the little girl Nancy out of her painting just fine.
Quickly, you'll be killed.
Hurry, hurry. We only have seconds.
But when we try to get to this lady's portrait,
What is that?
when we go through Mrs. Reed's portrait, suddenly, instead of going out of the picture into safety, we're trapped in some other werewolf painting. I think. Let's get an explanation.
Your worst fear and nightmare rolled into one. That is the sound of the werewolf that constantly haunts outside my door.
Are you sure?
I have seen it many times from my window. I can never go beyond this door. But come with me. Let's go to my rooms.
Sure thing, strange lady.
Let me introduce myself. I am Cecelia Garden.
I'm Jane Darcy, and this is Augusta Reed, and I'm certain I should say thank you for saving us.
Are you the Cecelia Garden that played Mabel in Pirates of Penzance?
Yes, but how could you possibly know that? I have been trapped here for so long, and you look far too young to have seen me on the stage.
Before I share a complete answer, could I ask, what are the particulars that keep you here?
Well, you may think I am insane, but I believe I am trapped in a painting, and my greatest fear lies just beyond my front door, so I can never leave.
But how do you live? Where do you get your food?
That's the odd part. I'm never hungry. I never seem to age. And no matter what I change, when I look away and look back, it is the same again.
Okay, I don't understand why Augusta is asking all these questions when the exact same thing happened to her. She was trapped inside a painting for decades, and now she's confused when... Wait, how were you inside a painting? I don't understand it. It's like, it's the exact same thing that just happened to you for 20 years. Why are you so confused about this concept? It is kind of a weird concept, to be sure. I'm sorry, I should stop complaining. I'll be quiet. Back to the game. Back to the game.
Could I ask, who was the artist who did the painting in which you believe you are trapped?
His name was Mr. von Bloed. He was a very charming man, and known by a number of my acquaintances. Initially, he just became a good friend, but then he must have fallen in love with me because he became ever more aggressive in wanting to pursue a romantic relationship.
I know the type.
When I told him I could not return his affections, he became very disturbed and left. I did not see him again for a few months. Then one day he showed up here with a painting he had done of my home. He thought it was one of his better works and should be placed in a vault. As we talked, he set it on the sofa there, and asked if I would give him my honest opinion of the work after looking at it closely.
And then, what happened?
The next thing I knew, I was here in this room, but Mr. Van Bloed and the painting were gone. However, there were two things that I discovered that were different.
What were those?
Second, there was this letter laying on this table. Here's the letter. You may read it if you wish.
You didn't say first. You just skipped straight to second without telling
Dear
me first.
Cecelia, I have decided that if you cannot accept my affections, then you will never accept the affections of any man. The painting I made for you is hanging in your bedroom. All you have to do is open the door and you can return to your life as before. I know what you fear most, and you will find it haunting the streets in front of your home. Open the front door at your own peril. To make it easy for you, I have left the combination to the vault door in several places in the street below. All you have to do is retrieve them. You'll only find your way out from the graveyard to the sea. Yours, Van Bloed.
That is really complicated. Okay, so we need to find all these numbers in the town and add them together to get to the graveyard exit? Is that what you're saying? I can't actually read this handwriting. It's very tiny.